Flaming Fritz.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the port town of Hubbingspur. A small town with no more than maybe 20 or 30 inhabitants and a small amount of travelers. However, on this morning, the guards give code red. An army of undead is said to be approaching Hubbingspur, and every person is asked to fight. Those that don't wish to fight, there's no shame. No shame in running for your life when death is on the corner. Some flee to the mountains, some hide in their homes. But our heroes, they fight for Hubbingspur. Now, first of all, I'd like to ask each of our heroes, what will you be drinking during this session? I will be drinking beer myself.
I have a beer here too.
Alright, introduce yourself.
I have a lighter type of beer.
Okay, Fritz.
Beer for me too.
A lot of beer. And Ginny is still typing. Do I know the answer? It is wine. Indeed. We do not condone heavy drinking. Unless it's ourselves.
Yep,
No.
you got that right.
You got that right. I mean, for Tim, a single beer is heavy drinking, right?
Oh fuck, damn, maybe you gotta lay off the drinks for now.
Tim, just stop at the half
I'll
of
just,
the
I'll
bottle.
just chug it in one go and I'll die.
You're goddamn right. So for anyone watching Fritz's video, you might notice there's face cam for more than just Fritz. Tim, do you have a face cam?
If it records right, yeah.
You're goddamn right. And there's also me, and I have on mine, this is Pink Sheep. In other words, Ginny. Who could not be on my actual shoulder. For reasons.
Nice.
So the only one who's not on a face cam is Michael, because you're on mine, on my shoulder. My cute little pink sheep. Tim is recording his own Viking face. And Fritz is recording his own epic face.
I
That would be fitting, a Viking for a fairy.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I can just flip your character
No,
sprite
not the
over
goat.
your face.
Not the goat.
Always the
No.
goat. All right.
For those of you who don't know, the goat is kind of an inside joke where Tim does something with a goat because of memes in Gartic Phone, which you may even see on my channel. I'm not sure yet.
It's all very sexual with the goat.
Well,
hate it.
It's
censoring
nothing
is always
sexual.
an-
That's not. No,
No, it's just an act of payment. Payment
Yeah.
isn't sexual.
I know, right?
You're just paying him for the protection
just
of your
continue.
family. All right. So, for most
Oh
of
my
this, I'd like you all to be your character. Currently, we are talking as Fritz, Tim, Ginny, Michael, and me. But I would like... I've almost forgot myself. I'd like to take this time to switch. So, try to think, act, and talk like your character would do. Tim, start by shaving your beard, please.
What? No.
Your character wouldn't have a beard.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, your
How
character
dare
is
you.
a girl, so I want long
Is
hair
it?
and a pair of boobs. So...
Actually, Tim, don't respond to that, because anything you might say about
Yeah.
that might be a spoiler that they will not know. Because no metagaming, or I will bring Dungeon Master punishments.
Oh,
I'm
I do not have a
scared.
hat full of like little papers, but I should have one next time. Like just a hat full of papers that have like a punishment for if you metagame. It's like, oh, I know that, right? I'm like, no, you don't. Punishment. Death.
oh,
That's a little extreme.
nah, nothing personal, kid.
Nah, nothing personal, kid, exactly. So, try to be in character. As of now, everyone is their own character. So, everyone, go ahead, introduce your character, starting by the list, by the order that Discord gives us, which is Tim. Go ahead, introduce yourself, and as of your introduction, you are no longer Tim, you are your character. Go ahead.
God damn. At this moment, he realized he should have paid more attention to making his character.
Just okay. Let me just. All
Step
right.
one,
All right.
fail.
Tim did not do
Let's
his
go.
homework. I'll give you a little introduction, then we'll start off with Ginny. Ginny can start typing now, and I'll give you a little introduction, and then Ginny can introduce herself as her character. So the defense against the undead army will happen in waves. The guards figured that if they send people out in waves, then maybe half of the village won't ever end up having to see an undead, meaning they won't be traumatized. It's kind of a wuss village. They don't really deal with undead or monsters very often. Most people have never even seen anything scarier than a rat. So they go in waves, and they hope to kill every undead within the first 1 or 2 waves, so that the last 4 waves don't have to see any bad guys. However, they have a very short amount of people, so each wave exists out of 5 people. However, they only had 29 volunteers, so you guys are in a group of 4. So, as you are put in your group of 4, the wave number 6, the last people to go out and see the war, the first group of people moves out, past the gate, quickly followed by screaming, pain, and death. But as that happens, you are still on the comfortable side of the wall, within Hubbingspur, and you introduce yourself to your fellow wave members, who you will be sharing either life or death with very soon. Ginny, go ahead and introduce who you are to the rest of the party. There you go. That's a better introduction, right?
I guess.
Don't start. Okay, so number 3,
Tim.
Mike. Third try's best try. Michael, let's go. Introduce
Oh.
yourself.
I am Gaderel. And well, I guess I'll be stuck with you guys for a bit. That will be fun.
All right, welcome, Gadarel. And after Gadarel finishes with his introduction to the rest of the group, leaving a shroud of mystery, lots of questions. Who is this man? Why is he here? Why doesn't he tell anything more about himself? That question raises a point for another party member, a half-giant, who then introduces himself.
My name is Boris Baskskool, born from the Krosk Mountains. I've become a mercenary because of personal circumstances, which may be told over a beer. But only thing you should know about me, if your gold is pretty and your pockets are full, I will fight beside you.
It seems no one has told our half-giant friend that he will not be getting paid for this act with anything other than his life. However, it is not like a half-giant to flee, which is probably why he's fighting this war. There is no way out of Hubbingspur after all. On the north, there's mountains, and on the south and the west, that's that direction, there's just water. And Hubbingspur, it has a few boats. However, all boats are on fishing trips. There's no more than maybe a dinghy or 2 to get people out of Hubbingspur. And in the east, the only land to flee to, there's an army awaiting. Which leaves our party to be in the logical choice to fight, rather than flee. After all, they are brave heroes. Or so we hope. Tim, are you a brave hero? Brave enough to introduce yourself to us?
Well, my name is Asta, and I'm a fairy, which is just traveling the world, looking for all kinds of magic and trying to become the best.
All right. We have a half-giant, a fairy, and a Michael. Got. I don't remember if you mentioned your species.
No.
You did not. We have a Gadarel. A humanoid. That much is clear. He looks like a human type. Maybe a human. Maybe an elf, who knows? Something humanoid. Now that leaves one party member within your wave, which is a young lady. Introduce yourself, young lady.
Welcome, fellow adventurers. I'm Kasari. I'm specialized in healing. I've come from Uteru across the sea to join the adventures on this land. And it looks like I arrived just in time. My past is full of challenges, and I'm ready to take on more.
Right, so Kazari, Gutterel, Boris, and Esta. 4 brave defenders of Hubbingspur. Now, as you all stand waiting for the screaming to end, it does. Screaming finally ends. And out of the 5 guards that went through the gate, a single one returns. Missing his arm, carrying not but the bleeding wound, as he stumbles inside and falls down, defeated. Now, the next wave quickly moves out. The last 3 guards and 2 civilians, a butcher and a chef. As they move out, the screaming in pain continues, or picks up again. But as if to ease your mind, distract you from the horrible sounds, a man with dark blonde hair walks up to you. He seems to be from the wave right before you, wave number 5. And he introduces himself. Hey, hi, I'm Tomabor. I'm a sheep's herder from just outside the village. I was just here selling wool, but you know, we're all here for some reason, right? I just wanted to let you know that I hope you don't have to fight this. Within Hubbingspur, there's a legend of 5 heroes defeating an undead army and saving Hubbingspur. However, if that is not today, then Hubbingspur will fall, and the legend will never come true. Which means that, you know, it's either just a bunch of bogus, or it happens today. But seeing as you're with only 4 people, I hope the legends are true and they happen before you, because you are with 4 people, and you will not be able to fulfill the legends. So, yeah, sorry about that. Hope you guys don't mind. I'll do my best to be part of the legend. Tomabor says, awkwardly laughing about his fear, knowing that this might very well be the end. Do any of you have anything to say to Tomabor?
Don't be a wimp.
Oh, I wasn't really being a wimp. I'll gladly fight for Hubbingspur. It's just that I've never fought. I've chased away a wolf or 2 in my life, but other than that, combat's new for me.
And you're no companion at all.
I'm sorry. I'll just get back to my wave then. Maybe we can have a drink after this is all over, if we survive. Good luck, guys, if you need it, he says as he awkwardly walks away. Now, time passes, and eventually more waves end up going in, including Tomabor's wave. And that leaves you right in front of the large gate. A shoddy, old wooden gate that clearly needs to be replaced sometime soon. You can see the termites are starting to eat away at the gate. It's an old gate.
Gate's closed.
Yes. It
Wow.
closes in between waves to prevent undead from coming in and to keep you calm. However is not the right word. Imagine seeing all the people before you get slaughtered. it would not be very peaceful, wouldn't it? So they keep the gates closed to keep your morale high, so you can then go through the gate and hopefully fulfill the legend, which you can't because you are one person short. So the gates open again, and a single person stumbles back through the gate, completely unharmed, it seems. But it's not Tomobor. It's a half-orc, none other than the governess of Hubbingspur. She seems to have some. Her suit is incomplete. There are some parts that have been mashed off, seemingly broken off her armor suit. Her weapon, her shield, they're not there anymore. And she's covered in dirt. She walks inside saying, "Ha! Well, I got rid of at least 5 of them. I couldn't save the rest though, so when I saw it was just me, I knew I had to get back inside. Legend can't be fulfilled with only one person after all," she says as she walks past you, completely ignoring your existence, leaving you with 4 people at the front of the gate. Any last actions or words before you pass onto the army?
If you die, I will piss on your graves.
I'll keep you on your word.
All right. Motivation and morale has been spread through threads, and intimidation. Might be effective. We'll find out. You walk through the gate, hoping to become the heroes of Hubbingspur. And then you see it. The horrifying army of undead. The force that killed almost every single defender of Hubbingspur. 5 waves were defeated before you. 7 skeletons. Does that say 7,000? No, it's just 7 skeletons. These people are untrained. They don't know how to deal with skeletons at all. You see a lot of people lying on the floor dead, but it seems most of them were killed by friendly people. The butcher was burned next to the corpse of the chef, which has a meat cleaver in his face. It seems there was a lot of friendly fire from people in complete panic because they didn't have training. And you think to yourself for a moment, we might be able to win. It's just 7 skeletons. And then you see that behind those 7 skeletons is nothing less than a lich. A horrifying undead creature of high class. One of the most powerful sorcerer creatures in existence within the world of Kairu. A lich is an incredibly powerful foe that not many people have defeated over the years. And as you think about it, your chances against fighting a lich, while not you have chances, but they're not as big as you would hope. But then out of nowhere comes a huge beast. A 4-meter tall, bouldering, bulking beast. Just dashes out of the woods and pushes over the lich and starts fighting it. It distracts the lich, giving you an option to fight the weaker enemies. But since you do not know whether this is friend or foe, you decide to stay away from the lich for now. As the lich fights the bouldering beast, you are left facing 7 skeletons. Now is the time to defend Hubbingspur. So, first of all, I want you all to roll a d20 for me.
Sure.
An 8.
And the 11 for Jenny, and wow, of course 6. Wow. You
Wow.
could even lower.
We
Wow.
had some great rolls here.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Okay,
god.
So, what we just rolled for is initiative. And at this point, I should explain to the people watching, this is a homemade rule set book thing. I made this years ago. There have been many hours in this, so I felt like playing it. And not everything works the way traditional D&D would work. Some things are the same though, like initiative, or at least it's similar. Initiative is something you roll at the start of any combat situation that decides who fights in what order. The person with the highest initiative, which is in this case, God, everyone rolled bad.
Ginny.
2 11s are the highest.
Yes,
Out of 11 D20.
yes, Kazari and one of the skeletons rolled an 11, and that means the person with the highest dexterity gets to go first. Out of those two, Kazari has 12. Which actually is good for you because you get a little insight on how strong the skeletons are. Because this is like one of the only times you get to know about their stats. I'm not going to tell you what the stats are, but I will tell you higher, lower, or same. And it's higher, which means that skeleton ends up fighting first. So this skeleton attacks. It is a skeleton wielding an axe, and it walks up to the biggest target it can find, other than the bulking beast, which is, of course, Boris Basque Skull. So it walks up to you, and it attacks. If I can type. Okay,
Oh.
so shouldn't be a surprise, but the skeleton hits. How hits work, you roll a dice, and depending on whether or not that's high enough or not, only I will be able to fully know that, but I will tell you high enough or not. And if it's high enough, you hit. If it's too low, you don't hit. Now, magic is a little easier to hit, and bows are a little harder to hit, but I don't think any of you have a bow. And magic is easier to hit because, magic might have a little bit of an auto-aim installed. Cheats are basically magic, right? This axe-wielding skeleton hits Boris, and it deals... Let me check that before I make any mistakes. Yes. It deals 2 damage to Boris Basque Skull. So you can go into your character. No, that's the wrong one. That's your total health. You need your current health.
Yeah. But so my health is now down to 17 for the people. I had 19, now I'm 17.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know how bad this is gonna go. I might have to nerf. It's been a long time since I played this. So, next up in line of order is, of course, Kazari. So, Kazari, what would you like to do within your turn?
Oh, switch.
Which skeleton would you like to hit? Is there any specific one? Maybe one wielding a specific weapon, or just... I don't know. The one wielding the axe. So there's 2 wielding an axe, but you mean the one attacking Boris. So, for that, roll me a d20, please. Actually, yeah, no, roll me a d20.
Oi. Oi.
So we have our first
Oh.
critical. You should keep like a critical fail counter in somewhere. So, a critical fail. You hit Fritz.
God damn.
Instead of actually hitting the target. You do not like hit any vitals or anything. It's not that bad.
Boris
She is
can take a little
apologizing.
hit. Boris can take a little hit.
I can take a little hit. Be in character, man. Or does Boris talk in third person?
He does.
He does. Okay. Boris does. I can dig that. So, I don't have the spellbook open. I should. Sheepy keeps
Who's
falling.
typing this? Tim. Damn.
We wanted to keep track, right?
Okay. Magic bolt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but 0. Oh, you mean
It is
per
1
person?
d4
Oh.
range damage. So roll me 1d4.
Rigged.
Rigged indeed.
Ouch.
And I wouldn't rig it this way because I want you guys to succeed. It's
Are
the
you sure
first
about
time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, Tim
Okay,
and Michael, I don't want you to succeed so much, but Fritz and Jenny don't have much experience with D&D. I want you guys to succeed.
Let's kill the characters first. Campaign, first session.
So maybe it becomes a 2v2. No.
No.
Well, bask your skull in.
So, to clarify, that is directed towards Asta and Gutterell, not towards Boris. I believe.
Is
So
it?
before we start fighting each other, it's only a mere 4 damage, bringing you down to 13, which is still above half. Could be worse.
Still more than health I have.
Could be better.
worse.
You'll recover from this.
Of course he will. I mean, it's only skeletons, right? I mean, they have killed like 25 people. Almost.
Only 25.
Out of 25. It's a pretty good record. There's like 7 survivors at most, so they're pretty good.
That's a pretty good challenge.
Well, you did have the highest initiative, so your first time wasn't a 1. You know, positive. However, who is next up in line? That would be a skeleton. A sword skeleton, to be precise. I am just bullcrapping this. I don't know which skeleton's which. But now I do.
Roll for it.
This one. No, I did. I did roll for it. I just didn't keep track until now. Like, I am keeping track along the way. So, because otherwise I'm going to forget. And I can't just always take notes of everything.
No, you
sadly.
did.
Yeah.
did?
Karzari hit Boris.
Yeah, you did. Health was updated.
Yep.
So you hit a sword dude. He attacks. Gutterell. I need to keep looking up these names. I need to learn these names. For YouTube, we started planning this 2 nights ago, like 48 hours ago, less than 48 hours. And I worked an entire day during that time. I have not had a lot of time to prepare. Neither have they. So, credits to everyone here doing their best. I'm going to put Sheepy off my shoulder for a moment because Pink Sheep keeps falling.
Also wait for like 20 hours in the last 48.
Good job.
You-
Yeah. So, sword attack
A
against
sword attack against
Gutterell.
me.
And don't judge me for how this works.
Okay. Okay, sure.
4.
-1. Okay.
Because I don't roll d7s. Those don't exist.
But I can't block.
You can... it does actually need to see if it can hit you.
Oh.
Or
Yeah.
order isn't. With a shield you can block, but I've never made a system for that since no one ever
Oh.
uses shields.
Yeah. but
Or if you
then-
specifically say you're going to block, then that just makes the 2 hit factor a little higher. So instead of blocking is just kind of calculated into
okay,
the 2 hit.
dodging. Or
Also
Oh.
calculated in just 2 hit calculates everything. Normally 2 people both make a roll, the enemy and the hero both make a roll for 2 hit. I've merged it into 1 roll here,
uh-huh.
which hits.
Goddamn.
Sorry, bud. So that's
Right.
4 damage. You are also at 13. I'm balanced.
You are balanced.
Yeah, I need to bring you all to 11 because that's where Tim is. I can't heal Tim
We
above
still have
11.
a tank character here.
Yeah, well, even skeletons don't start by hitting a lady, alright?
You sure? Oh, that's why those 2 aren't. Okay, I see. Sexist.
Well, they're skeletons. They don't even have a sex themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they can't be sexist against races who do have sex.
No, they're racist, not sexist. They just hate flesh.
No, I guess that also works.
Fritz had the most flesh because he's the biggest dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that leaves the next in turn, which is also a skeleton, I think.
Could possibly be.
Yeah, skeleton, then Tim, then
Then either a skeleton or Michael. Because 2
yeah,
sixes.
depending on the dexterity.
I hope I win. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. As the skeletons have more dexterity than 20, I'm gonna be impressed. No, Michael is next in line, then skeleton, then skeleton, then Fritz, then skeleton, then skeleton. So yeah, that makes who was next? Skeleton next. This one is a mace skeleton. So you get these 3 kind of skeletons. There's 2 maces, 2 axes, and 3 swords. The mace wielder sees Kazari and thinks, hey, you know, she hit her own friend or ally or whatever. I'm gonna hit that pixie instead because I don't, that other person seems to be helping us. Of course, it can't speak. Skeletons can understand languages, but they can't speak. So Tim will not get a chance to be, or rather, Asta will not get a chance to be insulted by the word pixie, because Asta is in fact a fairy, not a pixie. But yeah, it attacks Asta, and first it will try to hit.
A wrong channel, bud.
Yeah.
It should still respond. Oh, it doesn't see that channel. Weird.
nice, you blocked it from that channel.
No, I just didn't give it any permissions, and this channel doesn't have permissions. Okay. It does not hit.
Hey!
A key factor in that is that Asta is very small. A little
Let's
difficult to hit.
go.
A little more difficult than something like a half giant.
But I have a tough skin, so
Yeah,
But a
I
big
mean,
skin.
don't worry. Stuff like that will get into play. And no, he does have tough skin. That's his racial trait.
Yeah, but I mean also.
Actually,
large
doesn't that
server.
literally mean you take less damage? You should have reminded me of that. Because I think I never wrote a description for that to you. It means you take 1 less damage per damage. So it means you have 2 health more than 13. You're at 15.
oh my
So
god,
it's-
yes.
Oh, so we're not balancing this.
No, we're just throwing you under the bus. So
Okay.
Boris happy.
Boris, good.
Oh, Boris good.
I keep forgetting who is next. I'm a
Uh,
bad
believe I am.
DM.
another skeleton, I guess.
6. That is. Oh yeah, 8. Then is indeed Asta. La vista, baby. I stole your joke. I'm so sorry.
God damn it.
What will you do, Asta?
Oh god, I have no idea if it's gonna even have any effect. No, because I'm gonna have to use that against the fucking Lich Bro. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I had an idea, but now that I think about it, that's not gonna work.
If in any case happens where you cannot do a spell or an ability to do damage, you do have a weapon which you can use for damage. You can just attack with. You can just slap someone with your weapon.
Well, fair enough.
Since I look at your abilities, I mean, you could use your magic bolt. That doesn't have
Yeah.
a charge, does it?
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to.
I
have a
believe
look
that
at
is a spam ability.
The M4 magic.
Yes, that is indeed.
Well, let's go spam it then.
Yeah, so you can do that, or you can slap people. But I mean, whichever you.
I'm gonna
prefer.
hit the skeleton back that tried to hit me.
This is the first person to actually successfully attack. Yeah, not successfully yet, actually.
Not yet.
Not yet. Go ahead, buddy. Roll a d20 for me.
If you hit a 1, it's rigged.
An 18.
An 18. That is most certainly a hit. So roll a d4. And tell me which skeleton you are attacking.
I said the one that attacked me first.
Okay. So the mace.
A 4.
Okay. Let me take note. That is not at all what I typed. No, it is. I'm just confusing myself with my own wording. Alright, so that makes the next person in line, which is Michael.
So you
Sorry,
have a
Catarel.
so you have a move. Okay, you can move right as well in the same turn.
As long as
Okay.
it's close enough, you can just do it in the same turn. Like, I won't count movement since we don't have a map. But if something is far away, I will say, like, oh, you gotta walk there first. So,
Yeah,
but
no,
hey, this
because-
is all close by. You can get there whenever you want,
'Cause
except for the lich.
I want to use stealth and try to position myself behind skeleton. I'm guessing the skeletons line up.
With skeleton.
That
Just
the
one of the
skeletons
ones
that
in the
did
back.
yeah. Let's just say
Sword,
one of the
mace,
swords.
or axe?
Let's say one of the
Sword?
swords.
Okay, sword user. Okay. You give me a d20.
Sure. Of course.
3.
At least it's not a critical fail.
I
You are
guess.
itself. Yeah, it's not a critical fail, and hitting a target that's not really doing anything and not paying attention either. As long as it doesn't notice you, there is no trouble. I'll make it count. I'll be forgiving. All right. Roll me. I will roll.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right. There you go. You are not seen, and you do in fact hit. Also, just to explain, in this case, it was rolling higher than a certain stat that it has. So I just, high roll is good roll when it comes to this. Which is why, I'm not saying these things have incredibly good perception and intelligence and stuff. No, it's rather the opposite.
Yeah. Okay.
You would have had to roll really low for this to go wrong.
I had to roll really low.
I had to roll really low.
Oh.
Get to it.
So how much damage do I do? You do
With just two
daggers.
daggers,
Yeah, 2 daggers.
roll me 2d. The d4 is kind of too high. Because 2d4, yeah, for a stealth attack, go for 2d4.
Sure.
Which brings you to 4. Which brings you to that skeleton having a certain amount of health left.
Wow, would not have known.
Whoa.
Next up is skeleton number whatever, 4, which is another sword user. The third one. And it chooses Michael.
What's up?
Actually, Michael isn't yeah, I definitely noticed his friend being attacked though. since you haven't had a chance to re-stealth yourself, like to re-hide, you are currently under attack from skeleton sword user number 3.
Oh, that's how it works. Oh.
I mean, once you move again, you will be in stealth again, but currently they're like, hey, this skeleton next to me just got attacked. What? I should do something about it.
Well, that the Lord have mercy.
But it rolls a 1, and it slaps its body in the back of the head.
Well, Lord have mercy.
And it goes like so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you hit someone in the
Mhm.
head, you're never going to do 0 damage, so it does 1 damage. That makes next skeleton move, which is the second axe user, which is going to also attack Michael,
Fuck.
because you're closest. Simple
Obviously.
creatures.
Well,
This
that
one does
hits.
actually hit.
Yep.
It does 1 damage.
Sure.
And then, Fritz, you are next up. Sorry, Boris.
Boris will smash head of the ex-skeleton who hurt Boris.
Okay. I roll a d20. Also, what's attack or ability will you use? Just normal one?
I'll use my hammer.
Alright. And that's... Yeah,
I'm
just a
busy.
D20.
I'm busy. I'm busy. Please, 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 please. Oh,
Take a turn.
Oh.
yes.
That is a critical hit. Throw me a damage roll. That's a d8.
3.
You slap the skeleton and it explodes into many different pieces of bone, just flying through the sky as its skull is just bashed open. You would not be able to build that skull back like a puzzle. You would. That's a difficult puzzle to complete after Boris is done with it. However, as the axe skeleton drops to his knees with its head completely bashed and part of his shoulders gone too, the other axe skeleton also falls down into a lifeless pile of bones. And that's the end of the turn.
Oh.
Boris happy.
Next up is Mace, skeleton number 2, which is going for an intelligence check. Which it only just failed. And as a result of not being very smart, it attacks its sword-using friend, because it attacked its other sword-using friend by accident. It hits. And it smashes the skeleton's head to pieces in a single hit. And not just that skeleton falls down, no, both other sword-using skeletons drop to its lifeless piles of bones as well, leaving only 2 mace skeletons standing. Suddenly you outnumber the enemy, and with that, it is the turn of Ginny, because the other skeleton that was next in line was murdered. So Kazari, you have the turn. There's 2 skeletons left, and they are... one of them is hurt, the other one is unscathed. Alright. Throw me a d20. Well, Boris is at a safe distance from the unharmed one.
Oh
Tim
no,
is not.
I am near. No,
You
unharmed is mine.
you are indeed near. 19, you very much hit it. Do 1d4 damage. Single damage. But don't worry, that means you've harmed the skeleton, which is, they're skeletons. They don't take many hits. Any damage is good. And that brings us to the next person in turn, which was a swords-using skeleton, which died. So then next up is the mace-using skeleton that attacked.
Asta.
Did it?
That
Yeah,
was an
Yes.
X one, right? Oh,
No, it did attack you, I think.
I remember.
No, the
correctly.
third one attacked Asta. The second one attacked you.
No. Oh,
Yes.
but I moved away from.
Yes,
That
but
skeleton.
that is the one we are currently talking about. And he thinks, that Kazari. Well, he doesn't know the name, but he thinks that person hasn't really been dealt with. Someone should. And it misses. It takes a big swing of his mace, and then realizes it doesn't have muscles, and it's not strong enough to hold the mace very well, so it needs to reposition itself. And during that time, the next person gets to have a turn, and that next person
Asta, I believe.
is also
it?
a skeleton.
But that skeleton.
That's the skeleton that attacked Asta, which is dead, which
Yeah.
means that now it's
No.
Asta's turn, yes. So Asta, there's two skeletons, both have maces. One is standing next to Kazari, and one is standing next to Gadarel. One is harmed, the other is also harmed.
I'll attack the skeleton in front of Kazari with a magic bolt.
Alright, roll me a d20.
Mhm.
That
13.
is a hit. Roll me a d4.
4.
And as the skeleton is pierced by your magic bolt, it again, like the other skeleton, drops into a lifeless pile of bones, and so does the one that was attacking no one. Did it ever fight anyone? I don't really remember. But it falls down. And with that, all 7 skeletons are reduced to piles of bones. Some more intact than others, but all of them lifeless.
Isn't that the one that killed his friend? Because that
Yes,
friend
it
killed
is.
his
It
friend?
is. Yes, yes.
Okay.
But they smoke arises from each of the bodies. They're gone. There's no movement at all. And as that happens, you see the Lich shoot a spell through the heart of the bulking beast. And as it falls down, after a long, tiresome fight with the Lich, it makes a last sound. And then fades away. The Lich then turns around. Clearly fatigued, which you didn't expect from an undead creature. But it's used up a lot of its magic, a lot of its essence to fight that bulking beast. And this tired, drained, and harmed Lich stands before the 4 of you. It will now roll for initiative. This again. What page was that? I remember. Haha.
This again?
Yes, because again, same initiative as Kazari.
Same initiative and yeah.
So
yeah,
I need to
yeah.
once again check who comes first. But in this case, the Lich comes first, for it has a higher dexterity than Kazari.
As was last time.
Yes. But I mean, they're undead. They're both, they're pretty flexible. They don't have skin and meat that gets in the way. They're pretty
Yeah.
swift. At least here they are. In some fantasy worlds, they're very slow, but not here. They're whoosh. Naruto running across the field.
Wish without muscle,
Yes, that's magic.
of course.
So, the Lich, to remind you that you are not done with this war, the Lich thinks it's not over yet, it attacks without a second thought. And to do so, first of all, it has to come a little closer. It doesn't need to, but it has a plan. And that's the thing with Liches. They scheme, they think, and it has a plan, so it comes closer to you. And as it does, it speaks in the language of chaos. Alakum bevur navram. None of you have any idea what that means. It's a language that has been dead, banned, forbidden for a long, long time. If any of you want to do a roll to see if maybe you do actually know this language a little bit, go ahead and roll me a d20. However, if you accept not knowing this language,
Sure.
then just leave it for what it is.
I'll try. 15 for me.
I'll succeed. Okay.
18 down.
No.
18.
My turn.
Oh,
Also an 18.
oh damn.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Three
Rigged.
18s in a
Rigged.
row. How do we do it?
Rigged. God damn it. And,
Yeah, of course this is high. The initiative can be low, but this should
So-
be high, apparently.
I should
This-
say that each and every one of you does not know.
No.
However, Kazari, how do you try to remember about this? Is there any specific thing you try to remember, or any specific actions you take while trying to remember this language? You ask the amulet. Well, and now it gets interesting. Okay, so it seems that the amulet actually remembers a little bit about it. And the amulet speaks to Kasari. No one else can hear it, but it seems that Kasari has a pretty good idea of what it says. And I will type to Kasari what this creature tells her. What the Lich is saying, I mean. Kazari may now decide to share this information or not. Right, so Kazari is typing. It's unimportant to share, according to Kazari, so she doesn't even tell you that she knows what it means. So that's up to her if she even tells you that she knows what it means. But either way, none of you other than Kazari knows what this meant.
Wow, such high rolls.
Well, as all of your characters know by, being raised as people, you've all been taught this. Chaos is something that was defeated. It was a force of evil that was defeated a long time ago. But just the language of chaos created curses and evil spells and words that no one ever wanted to mess and deal with. So just they banned the language in order to, for once and for all, get rid of chaos. Which is why no one's allowed to learn the language, and only liches and such creatures still speak it. Now it shoots a magic bolt.
And towards who does it shoot the magic bolt?
Shoots it towards none other than Gutterell.
God damn it. This again.
And it does a total of yes damage. It does hit. And hits for a total of 4 damage.
You roll 2d4 and both hit 4, obviously.
Well, you guys all hit 18, so it's not rigged.
That's something else. That's something else.
It's fine, you're at half health. Don't cry about it. So, next up in turn is, of course, Kazari. So Kazari, what would you like to do against this powerful being? Alright, you try to heal Gutterell. Throw me a d20. You clearly hit Gutterell. Throw me a d6 plus 1.
Damn, you're making this stuff broken.
Well, you guys are fighting the weakest enemies and they were nerfed. So, I mean, fighting actual enemies, a d6 plus 1 is pretty good. Pretty necessary.
And she throws the max.
She throws a 7. That means, Gutterell, you get 7 health back.
The hot diddly damn.
That is almost back up to full. There you go. So, feeling replenished. You feel yourself being replenished. You look around to see Kazari healed you. You see that she cast a spell. You don't see much of it because you were looking the other way, but it's pretty clear she was in a stance where she was shooting a spell at you. So you make note of it. She helped you. Do with it whatever you want. And the turn goes to Asta. Asta, what would you like to do?
Probably just throw another magic bolt.
Throw me d20.
19.
Alright, throw me a d4.
3.
3. It hits, but the Lich seems to just... It doesn't seem to bother the Lich. It certainly did hit him, but it's a little too powerful for... this is like itching. But of course, a lot of itching can be problematic, so keep going, guys. Next up is Gutterell, the freshly healed man. What would you like to do against this powerful foe?
Let me see exactly what does. How can you not fight back from backstab? Oh, no, it can. Oh. Well, instead I will use Cat's Grace and I will move away from where I was. Not
Right.
specifically closer to my allies, but also not specifically closer to the Lich.
Kind of
Just-
triangulating.
Yeah.
So, as an explanation, Cat's Grace, it grants the caster, it gives it to a target, and in this case he is using it on himself. He is the target. It gives him +3 dexterity for 3 turns. And with that, the turn goes to Boris Baskskull. Baskskull. Sorry.
Apology accepted. I will throw a hammer at face.
Nice. So, throw
That's
weapon is an
amazing
ability, and well, he's in character. Appreciate it
Yeah.
because you were supposed to be as well.
Amazing acting, just gotta say that.
He throws weapon, which is throw weapon for 1d8 damage, and you'll lose the weapon until you pick it up again. So, do 1d8 damage for me. Well, first of all, try to hit it. 1d20.
Oh. I messed it up here.
Almost.
Let me try this again. Oh. Oh.
Roll me another d20. This is not about hitting. This is about something else.
Doesn't sound fun for you.
No, that's pretty
Oh.
fun. You
Oh.
throw it, and you throw it straight up, because you're like spinning it around. And then you let go of it too early, so it goes straight up instead of forwards. But it lands back right in your hand. So at least you still got your weapon, right?
Oh, well.
The second roll was for where the weapon lands. Does it land close or far? Below 10, or well, up to 10, it lands far. Close to 10. Above 10, it lands close. But you roll a 20, which is always going to be amazing. So you just catch it. And not only do you catch it, all the other players, they see it and they go, wow. It's pretty cool.
Wow,
But
bit of
wouldn't the
boasting
20 be
mid-battle.
Bit of
right
morale
on top
boost.
of the head of the lich?
You are not on top of the head of the lich because it would have already slaughtered you.
No, the hammer that he threw.
The hammer.
with the
No, because he did miss the hit.
20. Fair enough.
This is not a 2-hit as in 2-hit. It's 2-hit as in where does it hit.
I thought you were
Um,
intelligent.
Yeah, Asta.
Yes,
Though Gutturel wouldn't know about
Max
this.
out magic, not intelligence, okay?
true.
Okay, so
Well, fairies are meant to be.
enough metagame talk. We move on to the Lich's turn. And the Lich thinks, and he casts Nullify. Because he saw someone cast an enchantment. An enhancement called Cat's Grace. And he remembers that happening, and he thinks, no! No one gets to be stronger. Nullify. So he nullifies your Cat's Grace. You are still in stealth, however, he did pay enough attention to at least get the enchantment off you. But you are still in stealth for one more turn.
Okay.
And then the turn goes to Kazari. You decided to attack it with magic bolts. So, throw me a d20. 11. Let me have a look. You know, let's be a little crazy. It hits. And it hits it, and it...
Okay.
I'll share something about that later. So it kind of tickles it. It doesn't like it, but it's not that bothered by it either. It kind of just gives you the look, like, hey, stop that. And then the next up in line in initiative, Asta takes charge and does something. What do you do, Asta?
Pasta. God
Oh.
damn, I'm funny.
So funny.
Boris does not smile.
Don't worry, I'll share the
Oh.
joke afterwards with a beer. You'll smile.
What about I cast see magic so I can see incoming attacks and warn the rest? Is that an ideal?
Up to you.
Then I'm going for it.
Okay, you cast see magic and you notice a magic shield around the lich.
Ah,
You notice, however, that the shield is slowly depleting over time. So, first things first, do you decide to share this knowledge with the party?
well, I already told everyone, so yeah.
When?
When
Boris did not hear.
Boris did not hear. Yes. Well, retell them. Yeah, because Kazari clearly didn't hear you. Retell. What are you witnessing?
Well, I used see magic, and I can see he has a magic shield that's slowly depleting.
All right. Interesting knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
As a DM, I will admit my mistake. I did not remember that Asta had sea magic equipped. That shield was not meant to be seen.
Too bad for you.
But this is the life of a DM. Some things are not meant to happen, and they still happen. But it's fine. It doesn't really change the game. Actually, it can make it a lot easier for you guys knowing that he has a shield. But yeah, the next up, Gutturel has an idea. What do you do, Gutturel?
Well, since I'm thinking it's a magic shield and it only I'm thinking it only blocks magic damage, so I'm going around the lich behind his back and backstab him.
All right. Throw me a d20. Is the d20 needed? I don't.
When I am not spotted and I am in his back, I should hit. I think. But of course, that's the DM choice.
What?
That's your choice, not mine.
Oh,
That's not it.
I thought you were going to read what the ability says exactly, so I was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It literally says, do X amount of damage to an enemy that hasn't noticed you. You must be behind the target.
Backstab.
Yeah, it hasn't noticed me, and I am behind.
You do 1d12. Go ahead.
Sure.
I just had to sort out something with one of the
11.
players that was left unanswered before the session, which is why. So 11 damage. You thrust your weapon into the lich, and nothing happens. Asta can't quite see what happened though, because you're on the other side of the lich.
I am yelling at Boris. Don't attack it until Asta can confirm that the magic shield is gone. That is
Should I roll a dice in order to know if I heard it?
No, you're pretty close.
All right.
Shouldn't I be able to directly know if the shield is gone or not? Because
You can
sea
see it.
magic works for 3
Yeah.
turns. So it's still
Yeah.
there.
As long as it goes away within 3 turns, you can easily see it go away. Yeah.
Okay.
So then the turn goes to Boris. What would you like to do?
Boris should not attack. Well, Boris places himself between Lich and Asta to block incoming attacks.
All right. That is very doable. You don't need to roll for that. So the turn goes to the Lich. And the Lich, standing between you guys now. On one side of him, behind him, is Gadarel. In front of him is Kazari and Boris. Asta is behind Boris, so Lich can't really get to Asta. But that is 3 targets within his clear vision. And he decides it's time to use Death's Dance, an ability that a large AoE damage. Now this ability is powerful enough to kill a very, very strong creature in a single hit. However, because the Lich is exhausted, it cannot do this spell at full power. It casts it at a little weaker, but it just decides something is better than nothing. And it can still easily wipe out these small little pests. And the one bigger pest. And the one smaller pest. A lot of pests, and it wants to get rid of them. So, it first of all does not need to hit a 2-hit. All of you get hit. It does 4 damage to Asta. 4 damage to everyone except for Asta.
Takes me to 11.
Doesn't do anything to
Same.
me, or
It doesn't do anything.
I'm standing in front of you.
Yeah, Boris
Okay.
takes the full blow.
because you said everyone would be hit, but
I said,
No.
yeah, everyone within. I already before that mentioned that you aren't within his range.
no, I missed that. Sorry.
But
Nice.
Asta, Boris expects free beer after battle.
I mean, that would have been
No.
almost half of Asta's health had Asta been hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So that was something. However, now Kasari has something to do. However, what that is, I'll leave that up to her. And it's use on Michael, sure. Give me a D20. Michael, give me a D20.
Oh, I should give it D20. What?
Well, no, first Kasari did, and now I ended up needing yours as well.
Sure. That's a 1.
Almost. Let me have a look. See. Yeah. You hit Kazari. So Kazari, not as in you hit Kazari, but as in Kazari, you hit. So that is 4 health regained, bringing you back to 15 health yet again.
I am
It's a
graciously
nice balance.
Boris, you take 1 less damage, right?
Not
Or-
from that attack. Tough Skin
Oh.
does not work on magic attacks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not on such magic attacks. Some, but not this kind of stuff. This just it rings into your soul and just starts killing your soul from the inside.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, no, Tough Skin doesn't help. So next up we have Asta.
Yes. Can I use Nullify to get rid of the shield?
You can always try.
Then I will try.
But you better roll a d20.
The
Oh.
answer is no.
Wait, what were you trying to do?
He was trying to
Man.
nullify the magic shield.
Oh, sadly, this is,
There was an attempt.
I guess.
God damn.
Yep.
So next up is Gutturel.
So wait. Stealth ran out, right?
Yes.
So I'll recast that and I'll move away from the sad lich.
All right. The sad lich agrees. Right. That leaves the turn to Boris Baskull.
Boris wants to know how shield looks.
All right. Ask. Well, I guess you just did. Asta, as you look at the shield, it is there. It is faintly visible. Not as much as before, however. It is quite clearly depleted, but it's clearly still there.
Well, Boris, the shield is fading, but it's still there.
Boris will throw a hammer.
All right. Well, throw me a d20. All right. Throw me a d8.
Damn.
You hit the shield pretty hard, but now you don't have a hammer, and the shield is still there. But you did a good try. And as the turn goes to the lich, Asta can see the shield fades away completely as the lich uses up more magic power.
And of course, I tell the rest, the shield is gone.
And as Kazari mentioned, the shield was there but faded. She told Boris, but Boris did not listen. I don't know if you just didn't see Kazari say it or if you didn't listen. I'm pretty sure he just did it either way, but yeah. So shield's gone. Oh. Well, Would have been fine if it was Kasari saying it.
Was it was Gadrel.
Yes. No, it was Kasari. So, the Lich still has a turn, of course, and it shoots a Magical Bolter to Asta. So roll me a d20.
A 9.
Boris, roll me a d20 as well.
A 10.
Alright, so the hit goes to Asta. And it does 2 damage.
Then I'm going to 9 health.
That is how deduction works.
You've deduced that pretty well.
Thank you. I am kind of knowing.
So, next up is Kasari, with the now knowledge that the shield is gone. Magica Bolto, go ahead. 1d20. Throw me a d4. The Lich is tired, doesn't really have the energy to dodge. After all, it's been casting spells for like an hour. And I don't know, it might not be the best Lich. It would never tell you this, because it doesn't really feel like talking to you, but it's not the best Lich. And especially after fighting the bulking beast, it does not dodge this ability, and it gets hurt for 3 damage. You see a slight little bit of bone shards just being scattered off one of its bones. And the turn goes to Asta.
Oh god, I was typing.
You were distracted by pizza.
Yeah, how did you know?
Because I am a DM and I know whenever you're being out of character.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll cast a Magic Bolt as well.
Alright. Well, go ahead. Throw me a d20.
18. I assume that's a hit.
Throw me a d4.
Use shield.
2 damage.
Alright. Again, see a little bit of bone shards flying off. And the next action goes to Gadarel.
Let me think about this. Let me give Cat's Grace to Boris.
Alright.
Alright. And then let me try to get up real close to the Lich's big ol' face. Could we just slash that thing? I guess.
Well, that's... Let me have a look at Cat's Grace. It takes up an action, so you can't do both
Okay.
in one turn.
Okay, so then I won't attack, then I'll just give Cat's Grace to Boris.
Alright, Boris, you now have Cat's Grace, which means you now have more dexterity, you are a little more flexible, a little more agile. And the turn goes to Boris.
And Boris, you owe me a beer.
Boris will smash head with fists.
Alright.
I like this style.
Is there anything else you'd like to do while you're in the vicinity of the Lich? What? I didn't hear that.
Like, how do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're right next to the Lich. Is there anything you would like to do while you're standing in the place right next to the Lich? While you're slapping, or after slap, or before slap?
Can I throw Gadrel with his knife drawn towards the face of the Lich?
Well,
He's there
Godarella's
too.
on the other side of the lich.
He ran away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
made
I moved away from the lich from behind.
but that's fine. You can slap him with your fists.
I will slap.
Give me a d20.
Right. Boris will hit. Well,
Right? Give me. Well, it's point blank. Don't worry about it. The hit there was basically just if you threw a 2, then maybe you miss, and when D1 would be interesting. But in this case, you will roll
D1 hit your
A-
kneecap.
a D8. All right, and the turn goes to. No, he does not.
Boris
Would
threw
you like
hammer.
Would you like to mention something about the hammer to Boris while his turn is still there?
Wait, what? Boris can still do things?
I mean, depending on what.
Like retrieving
I mean,
hammer?
Well, that's a matter of a millisecond. You can pick up the hammer. You have high dexterity, so you can do it very quickly.
Then Boris wants hammer.
So you now have the hammer again. Thank you, Kasari. You now owe Kasari a beer for telling you this.
A lot of beers are gonna be given.
A lot of beers. I'll cheers to that.
Boris should have picked hammer before slam.
Yeah, you should. I gave some hints, but DM
But-
can't always do everything.
But Boris 10 intelligence.
Yeah,
Boris not very smart.
very true. I'm too tall for my camera. So I put my chair to the lowest, and now I'm just like butt on the floor almost, and I'm still like all the way up to my desk. I'm too tall, guys. The turn goes to the Lich, and the Lich says, time for Magic Bolt. And he shoots Kazari. And he hits Kazari for a single damage. Then next up is Kazari's turn. Behind Boris is maybe a little far of a walk, but you can easily walk closer to Boris. But also you have a ranged heal, so you can also just stay where you are. I mean, it means you have to, if you're closer, you don't have to aim as much. That's the one difference. So do you want to stay there or do you want to go closer? Okay, so you go closer, you're now behind the Lich, and you cast Sacred Shot. So throw me a d20. Well, you're point blank, so it's fine. Since you are shooting for Boris, and Boris is not that far away. And he's pretty big target, so yeah, you heal Boris for free health.
Boris feels good.
Good to know.
Indeed.
Then the legendary, the tiny Asta takes a turn.
Let's go, another magic bolt.
Throw me a d20.
Oh,
Wee.
Oh.
Well, that's 2 for the criticals now. The critical failures.
So
Yeah.
throw me a d2.
oh God,
Basically a
what
coin
is-
flip. Okay.
One
so
again.
throw me a d4. That should already be a bad sign. No, it's fine. You do
Ooh.
yourself 1 damage. You
How?
try to cast your
Three
well, let me
ones in a row?
well, that's just how it goes. You try casting the spell, but you slip up the word and say magic bork or something and blows up in your face. You take a single damage. It's just a little annoying. It's not necessarily that painful though. So the turn goes to Gadarel,
Hey, that's me.
who is still in stealth for 1 more turn.
After this, right? So,
This one. You did stealth, then Cat's Grace, and now this. So this is turn number 3.
oh yeah, damn. So this time I will again try to go behind the lich and backstab.
All right. Throw me a d12.
If this
Actually,
is not
before then. Before
then. Oh god.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
That's an enemy critical
yeah,
fail.
I thought so.
So this is about intelligence. Whether the creature does or does not notice you fighting from behind him. Now, he doesn't notice at all. So throw me a d12. As you stab your weapon inside of his chest, his back, just around that time, he decides to take a step backwards, and well, he floats backwards right into your knife, thrusting it deeper inside than you had even hoped. So it it hurts more than it should, maybe.
Maybe.
I feel like I forgot someone's damage. That's bad. Magic Bolt for 3, Magic Bolt for 2. Yeah, the face slap. How much damage did Boris do with that?
7.
That is pretty mention worthy.
Yeah.
So that goes health like that, and then okay. Turn goes to Boris.
No, Boris has hammer again. Boris will slap face with hammer.
All right, throw me a d20.
Wow. Wow.
Surprisingly, you actually manage to miss mostly. You kind of scrape past the lich. Throw me a d4. Your scraping does a fair bit of damage, and it deals him 3 damage. And to be completely honest, the lich looks pretty damn tired. You've been fighting this lich for quite some time. It's fought the bulking beast before this. It's fought 5 waves of people before you. This lich has gone through a lot. It's been a long day for lich, and it still barely floats. And it decides it won't be defeated by mere pests like you. And in a last ditch action, it shoots 3 magic bolts at once. One of which to Asta, 1 to Kasari, and 1 to Gadarel.
Not even Boris?
No, because that's what the Lich decided.
Okay.
So both Kazari and Asta take 3 damage. Wait, sorry, my bad. Gadarel and Kazari take 3 damage.
Oh.
You can take it.
I guess.
You don't ever get to stay at 15.
Nope. I always get
So-
back at 15, but I don't stay there.
It missed Asta. by quite a bit. But it only barely hit Kazari. It's just that Kazari was pretty close. Otherwise, it would have been a miss. So, the next action will be for Kasari. What will you do against this beaten down Lich? Right. No, you're pretty close. If it can hit a magic bolt with 7, so can you. So, throw me a d4. The Lich drops into a pile of clothes and bones after being pierced with a magic bolt. A terrifying screech as its soul floats away, and the Lich draws its final breath. Well, final breath is a long time ago. It doesn't have lungs, but the Lich is no more. You, the 4 of you, have done something legendary. You have defeated an immensely powerful creature and fulfilled the legends of Hubbingspur. After all, it was the 5 of you, the party of 4 alongside the bulking beast, that defeated the Lich and won the battle for Hubbingspur. Now, throw me a d20, every one of you. Boris Baskel. You stand pretty close to the Lich. And you also notice it pretty well. Something falls alongside the Lich, more so than just a staff, some cloves, and some bones. Something that looks a little more special, more nice, drops alongside the pile of debris. What do you decide to do with this? Tell the rest? Pick it up? Just leave it there?
Boris will tell the rest, but he will pick it up.
Okay, so as you pick up this thing, you tell the rest, hey, I found something. Or Boris found something. Can you throw me a D45?
45?
Yes. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Impressive.
So that's not a bad thing.
Well, just for story's sake, can you do it again?
Sure.
Oh, I know what you do. I remember now.
This is not as the
This-
same as you
this-
think it is, though. Don't worry.
This is a bit better.
A little bit.
37. That's better.
You find the shiny item that you found. It's a rubber band type thing, a leather band rather, and within the leather band, pardon me, is 2 pieces of crystal, and it's kind of like a dark colored crystal, but it looks head sized, the leather band, and the 2 crystals are about, where you put it looks like you can put it on your head and you would be able to see through it, basically. So you tell the party that you found this item. What is your next action? Do you want to do something with it? Do you want to just put it away for now? Do you want to ask someone else to do something with it? Give it to someone? What is your idea about this weird leather band?
Hey, Asta. Boris does not know what this is.
Well, I can try and have a look for you.
Alright. Well, go ahead. You cast See Magic, and I will type to you what you notice.
All right. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I don't know. Tell him, don't tell him.
Dump it. Put it on.
Well, I don't recognize the magic right away, but I do think that with a bit more time and some research, I might be able to figure out what kind of magic this is.
All right. So, Boris, I feel like that. You want to give it to him for research? You want to at least keep it with you? Wear it, don't wear it. Let someone else wear it. What do you want to do with it?
Boris trusts Asta. Boris will give Asta object.
All right.
Thank you, Boris. I will do my best to figure out what this exactly is.
If you do not tell Boris, Boris will kick your ass.
Oh god.
Okay. A good point from Kazari.
Well, Asta has the object now, so
Well, it's still your object. You can still decide over what happens to it. Unless Asta is a greedy bastard that takes it. In which case it can probably expect a hammer to the face.
I'm a small fairy, I won't take that risk.
Alright, so Boris, do you want Kazari to examine it?
if Kasari knows that she can figure something out, Boris will give her object.
Alright, so Kazari also tries to analyze this item, and I will also type to her in DMs what she learns. And information has been granted. But
Three said a foolish
Oh.
dwarf once tried to fight the
Doesn't
fox
even
spirit
say
while
she's
wearing
diving.
it. The dwarf wasn't a challenge, but he still didn't seem to be scared of the spirit and its spells.
so a certain Micklebeard talked right through that because he didn't know it was a text-to-speech message.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
I mean, it will all be text-to-speech in the end, but yeah, it is still there. So, that is now the knowledge you have about this item. Boris, how do you respond?
Boris does not fiddle with magic. Boris will just lay this here and walk away.
All right. Anyone else have any actions they want to take about it, or is that the end of that item?
Well, I would personally really like to further analyze it and see what it can do.
All right. Anyone else?
No, I'll leave him fiddling with an item.
So the two spiritual heroes are at it.
Well, I'm letting Kasari have a chance. I don't want to just say, oh, well, Asta was first, because, yeah. Okay, you leave it to Asta. Okay, so Asta, you get the goggles. What is your action with it? Do you just put them away? They are pretty big for you. Like, they are
Oh, of course.
quite big and heavy for you to carry around, but do you just leave it for what it is? Do you try to do anything to analyze it? Is there any specific action you would like to take other than see magic? Or is that, for now, the end of the item?
Yeah, I guess I'll just store it, and that's for now the end for the item.
Right. So, with the item wrapped around like wrapped together into like a neat little package, and then put on your back. You all head back to Hubbingspur, where you are awaited with surprise. People had already kind of, expected everyone to be dead. They didn't really expect anyone to make it out alive. But they celebrate by giving you as much free beer as you want. It's really the only thing they can give you. I mean, their farmers are dead, their butcher is dead, their chef is dead, the mayor is dead, the guards are dead. Hubbingspur is no more. They will need to first go to a different village, get reinforcements, then go back and re-begin culture within Hubbingspur. But for now, they can give you the beer that's left before they head out to a new chance at making Hubbingspur great. Some will go out into the mountains to find family that's headed in there, and others will go to Rosny to go and find help from the Southern roads. Yeah. Kazari has a side note. Yeah, no worries. Everyone's full health. Don't worry about that. So yeah, everyone can go back to full health. You've had a long night's rest. Every spell is regained. Every health is regained. And as that happens, you feel, after you slept, stronger than you were before. You feel that you've passed on to level 2. Which means a new spell slot and also new abilities. Now, I ask you to not reassign these as of yet. Reassign these in between sessions. For now, for the rest of the session, you will be level 1. But the rest of the session won't really involve much activity. It's just a small little touch to finish the story of Hubbingspur. Because as you stand before the gates of Hubbingspur, all the villagers just left on their way to Rosny. And it's just an empty village, empty battlefield. As you look around, you notice that in a little pile of dirt, it's quickly hidden in the dirt, is the missing armor pieces from the governess of Hubbingspur. Her weapons and her shield also quickly buried beneath the sand. However, the governess has already left, and so have the other villages. And with the villagers and the governess gone, there's not much to deal with that information. If anyone wants to have a closer look at that or do anything with it, go ahead. Feel free. Let me know.
Well, of course, I want to see what's. I want to loot. I want to see what's up.
What is
Alright,
one's
so-
weapon?
You see a short sword and a basic shield with a fancy crest with a
Okay.
lion on it, the crest of Central Cairo. And the metal is made of very cheap, crappy metal. A kid could have made it, almost. And yeah, it's really bad stuff. You could probably sell it for a few copper pieces, but it's pretty heavy.
How about the crest on the shield? Can I take that off? Maybe sell that?
No,
Try
it's
it,
attached to the shield,
Okay.
welded onto the shield, forged.
Oh, okay.
Can Boris rip it off?
No, it's just molten onto the shield.
Oh, okay. So,
It's pretty crappy gear. What you do notice
she
is
doesn't
that
have
it's,
anything else on there? Like,
well, she's not there. She went back into the village, missing
she
a
just
few pieces of armor and weapons,
Oh,
and then
like that.
buried outside the village, you find this. And what you also notice is there is some missing dirt. Like you can clearly see fingerprints of how the dirt was grasped into someone's hand. However, the dirt is missing. Who knows where it could have gone? If you want to roll an intelligence check to find out where it could have gone, go ahead.
Yes, sure.
Of course. Good
Almost.
job, Michael.
Almost.
Roll me a d20 for intelligence.
Okay, never mind. Well,
My turn.
Well, you're not looking at the armor.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Oh, I
This
was
is only for Boris and Gatterell.
Boris can try, but Boris stupid.
Well, you can always try.
Boris hit 20. Okay, never mind.
So Boris figured out what happened.
Yo-
Right? So the dirt is missing, and there's armor there. Clearly, right? Clearly,
How?
the gnome that always steals his boot, and that's why he always has one boot, he always loses one. The gnome that steals his boot has been here, stolen the armor, then ate a part of the dirt, and then left. No other explanation.
Oh, I see.
That's it. Boris is 100% sure. However, Gatterell has a different idea. He also isn't very sure, but he clearly remembers the governess. She was covered in dirt and missing these exact pieces of armor and these exact weapons, but she was unscathed. So you can kind of figure out she probably didn't fight at all. She probably just hid her stuff and went back in. Without giving the other people she was in, like the other people of her wave, a chance to survive, she just left. So with that knowledge, do you decide to share it, or do you decide to... I mean, both of you, do you decide to share your newfound knowledge, or do you decide to leave this secret for what it is?
I find it unimportant. I don't share.
Boris shares. The dirt is missing because Goblin ate dirt.
Any responses?
What goblin, Boris?
A blue one.
Do you know this goblin?
No.
No. So how do you know it's a blue goblin?
It is known.
Okay.
But
Well-known fact.
why would it eat the dirt?
Because Goblin's stupid.
Fair enough.
Right. Kazari, anything to say about this, or do you just ignore this? Alright, well, fair question from Kazari.
Boris too smart to eat dirt. Do you think Boris stupid?
Ooh,
Ooh.
no. Suddenly you hear a voice from behind Boris that says, well, stupid maybe, I wouldn't say, but I have heard that the dirt here, especially the grass, tastes divine.
Wait, who hears this?
Well, you're all facing the wrong way. Let Boris respond to it first. Well, Kazari already said the Blue Goblin, so what does Boris respond to that? He heard that the grass actually tastes great, and the dirt, and he heard Kazari say it's a Blue Goblin.
Boris wants to see who belongs to the voice.
Right, so he turns around and he sees none other than the sheep's herder, Tomabor, with heavy wounds on his body.
Boris already said he's weak. Wounds only prove his weakness.
Fair. I will not decline. However, what you see right now is not me. It is what I left behind. I ask you to let me pass on into the afterlife. Could you bury my body? It's just on the other side of the battlefield, by the trees.
Best thing Boris can do is throw your body over the gate. Boris won't do no more.
Yeah, I'm with Boris. Yeah.
Alright, Asta, Kazari? Anyone up for burying
Sadly, as a small fairy, that's a very difficult task.
Well, you can still, reason. You can still be like, oh, we should, or we shouldn't. Or I agree with Boris. However you want. I didn't understand the thing. Tomabor said he is not alive anymore, but he asks you so he can be free. He asks you to bury his body. Now, there's two people in this party that should take note of this, because first, one of these people in the party is a shrine maiden, or has been in a shrine for a long time, rather, and should feel a certain either hate or maybe like, pity towards the dead. And another person in the party is a creature made to balance nature. And undead are the opposite of balanced nature. The dead should be dead. So this person might also want to free the spirit by burying the body. So these people should probably take extra thought behind deciding to bury or not. All right, Boris, you heard Kazari. What's your opinion?
Boris don't do digging. Digging for dogs. Boris already said, best he can do is throw body.
And Gotterell, please, wouldn't you help us bury this body?
Boris throw.
I'm going to do a DM action.
Oh.
A certain urge overflows one of you, and I will tell that urge to the person seeing it.
Boris, you'll carry the body, right? And throw it into a ditch. Now I'll dig. I'll look around the village for a possible shovel or something like that.
I can help you look for a shovel.
Sure.
Boris,
It's
response?
the one thing I can do to help.
If you want Boris to carry instead of throw, best do it with a piece of coin.
Yeah, then I'll do it myself. Don't worry about it.
Good. We didn't discuss how much money everyone has yet, so that's good. I approve.
So DM, tell me, what now?
Well, people go look for a shovel.
Yeah.
So where do you look? You go into the village.
Yeah.
You find a
Yeah.
shovel almost instantly because the villagers left it right by the gate after
Oh.
burying their dead friends.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, that was
pick,
easy.
you pick up the shovel. It's covered in dirt, little bits of blood, and well,
Ooh, I want.
you wanna
I want to wipe off the shovel.
go ahead. Shovel's now clean. Your hands are now dirty, or your sleeves, but
But
you can clean
dirt?
them. Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. Anyways,
You know what?
is
Because
that-
because Boris nice, Boris will carry body.
thank you, Boris.
Right. So
Where does I'll ask the sheep herder where he wants to be buried.
well, I wasn't expecting you to ask, but if you would be so kind, just maybe 100 or 200 meters into the forest, there is my farm. My sheep are all there. I'd like to be buried right next to my sheep's pen, if possible.
Boris, are you willing to?
I mean, the body is already on the edge of the forest, so it's just 100 or 200 meters of walking with a body.
Boris picks up body.
So we'll walk and search for the said village.
Oh, it's a farm, and you find it pretty easily.
A farm.
You find it pretty easily. And there's a group of like 7 or 8 sheep, one of which is very bright pink. Very pink sheep. And, well, you begin burying by the sheep. Do you do it in the pen or just out of the pen?
Next to the pen.
Next to the
Yeah.
pen. Alright, well, you begin. Is there any other actions you'd like to take?
No, I'll just dig the hole.
A certain urge overcomes one of you, though.
I'll let Boris throw it in. And then I am the one to close said horde.
So for those watching YouTube, the urges I'm giving are just things that characters would certainly do, and I'm noticing these people aren't speaking up, so I'm giving them a DM urge and with an explanation of why they should, and then they can decide fight the urge, keep not doing it, or give in to the urge and do it. So I'm not forcing any player to do anything. However, if a character is required to do something by law or by lore, and they're not doing it, I will give them the urge to do it, but not an order or anything. So yeah, an urge has been extended to one of you four.
So
And now the question is there any action that would like to be taken while or after or before burying Tomabor?
Well, I just dug. Boar should throw it in, and then whilst I'm putting dirt back on, right? So while.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see.
while Tomabor's body is being covered in dirt,
Buried.
any of you four have any urges they want to fulfill or ignore?
Oh, yeah,
I would
I would.
like to try to open the sheepspan
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
and set the sheep free.
It's just a simple type of lock. Like it's a little piece of wood. You just slide it open, and the door opens, and all the sheep give you a friendly brrr and move out.
And I would
But
like.
they all stand around the grave. They don't just leave. For some reason, they all stick around the burial site.
Interesting. Then I would still like to empty the pockets of the dude that I'm putting in his grave.
You take a sudden 1 damage as you are. Actually, Kazari's been typing for a long time, so let's just see what Kazari's been typing, and then I'll get to. Okay, so I should get a sudden 1 damage as you feel a sheep's head bump you into the back of your butt with an agitated. Brrr. Throw me all of you, but Michael first, and once Michael's rolled and I've responded, the rest of you can throw. Michael, throw me a d20.
Wait, I'm gonna close my window. Flies are going
Actually,
to get in.
the rest of you don't need to respond. Michael already rolled high enough. Michael, you notice that around the ear of this this pink sheep, the pink sheep is the one that bumped your butt. Around this pink sheep's ear is a ring. And it's kind of shaking its head, like, in agitation.
Of course, I'll take it.
All right, so we pick up the ring. Anything you'd like to do with it?
Inspect.
It's a silver ring with a text in it, but you can't read it. However, it looks to be elvish. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Then
maybe
I'll.
in this one it's elven. No, it is elvish. You're right.
So I'm asking anyone if they can read Elven. Elvish, Elven, either way. They can read the language of the elves.
I know a certain person does, and a certain person does not know they do. And that certain person is a fairy, because fairies come from the tree Yggdrasil, which is the tree guarded by the elves. So the fairies and the elves have a close relationship. They're very
So
kind,
I can read it.
and you can indeed speak and read Elvish.
In that case, I can read Elvish. Let me have a look.
All right.
No, I'll just. I don't give it. I'll show it.
Good enough.
All right, then let me retype.
Don't worry, I can read dyslexic.
He doesn't like that I'm being cautious.
Okay. Well, the ring says, "For even animals may speak their piece." That's what it
What
says.
indeed?
I don't know what the meaning behind there is.
For
That's all I
even
know.
animals For even animals, peace speak?
For even animals may speak their piece.
May speak their piece.
No, I spelled speak wrong, but that's fine because Tim is dyslexic.
I didn't even see that.
Exactly. Well, I'm dyslexic, maybe, possibly too, so it's fine. We can just act like it didn't happen.
Uh,
For even animals
so
may speak their piece. Keeps ringing through your head as you try to think of what to do next.
so Asta, what about using sea magic on it?
Of course I can do that. So,
Alright, I
use
was already-
sea magic.
I was already
Oh,
typing. Yeah.
Yeah, anticipating this.
Oh, you were. Yeah, okay.
I just need to find exactly. There you go.
Well, I can see that the ring has a strong speak animal spell attached to it,
Brrr,
and the sheep seems interested.
brrr. And the entire flock of sheep, their herd of sheep starts saying
Speak
one
mag-
after another.
Speak animal. So that means I'll speak animal, or the animal speak.
It is a
Oh,
spell from the druid class, and it reads as follows. Well, speak animal just allows you to speak to animals.
I'll put it on.
Alright, so you put on the ring, and suddenly all the bah, 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 turns into, come on, man, just put it on, you bastard!
Irish? Scottish? Scottish.
Right, you can finally hear us then. Jesus, that took long enough.
Yeah, I don't read Elven, sorry.
Could have just given it to him in the first place, instead of taking 2 minutes fiddling around with it. Gee. Well, now that
Didn't know
you're
you
here,
have. Didn't know you were. Yeah, you were on time.
well, we've got a lot of busy stuff to do, a lot of grass to eat, stuff like that.
Oh, I see. I see.
But we gotta find a new place to live, new place to eat, new place to, shear our wool. Got a lot of busy stuff. Now that Tomabor is dead, you couldn't protect him any better, could you?
No,
After all he did, fighting the Lich for so long.
he did his best, but Lilith was too strong for him.
Clearly you did not know. Tomabor was a sheepmancer.
No, I did not.
A sheepmancer. He turns himself into a monstrous sheep, fighting the Lich for many minutes, for almost an hour, keeping it busy for you lads. And now you try to rob him? Try to rob his corpse after he protected you, after making you win against something as like a Lich? How dare you?
Well, he was lying to us.
Was he then?
Yeah, he said he couldn't. He wasn't experienced in combat whatsoever. Well,
No, he
apparently he
wasn't.
was lying.
He's been a sheepmancer for generations in the family. That wasn't his choice, just his upbringing. He didn't train that. What would he train it against? A poor wolf? Are you mad? No, Tomabor, he was a friendly man, kind man, looked after animals, even fed the wolves if necessary. He looked after every living creature until that Lich came along.
Yeah, can't help against the. Well, couldn't do anything against the Lich coming.
No, neither could we. What we could do now, though, is not loot his corpse, not raid his grave. Give him the peace he deserves.
he can get his peace without his stuff on him.
Do you not know? The afterlife. You get there with whatever you have in your grave. And if you do not keep the stuff in your grave, you will not have it in the afterlife. How will he live on in the next world without his trusty dagger? Without his coin purse to pay the ferryman? You're going to rob him of a peaceful afterlife by taking that from him?
Oh no, that's no. Don't worry.
We ought to bite your bum for even thinking it. How dare you?
That's what my old master taught me. I'm just living by code.
Rubbish code that is. Can't tell you to live your life another way, but just I'll ask you, don't get rid of his grave, his stuff. Leave it there. Make it nice. We will keep it safe. We'll make sure he gets the respect he deserves when the people of Hubbingsspur return. Till then, please keep it safe. Make sure at least none of y'all, at least none of yous take it. And if none of yous take it, then we'll do the rest.
Sure, I'll just leave him alone then.
Then our thanks is great, assassin. Now please, if you would, return the ring, for if any other thief comes along, I'd like to teach him some sense, like I had to do with you.
I guess so. I'll return it.
Thank you. You know what? Because you're a good guy, and you returned it without even thinking of keeping it, go into the barn. There's a coin purse there. It's yours for the taking.
How is he speaking to me now?
Because you didn't say you took it off, so.
Oh, okay, I see.
So yeah, you take it off. You no longer the sheep's Scottish talk just turns into bah, bah. But the last thing you heard quite took your interest. Do you plan to tell the others about it, or will you just head in there yourself?
I'll just no, I'll just go in there myself.
All right. So the rest of the party sees you entering a barn. Any responses?
Well, I'll go after him and just ask what he's doing.
Boris comes along too. Boris
I'm
wants to
telling,
know.
Okay, Boris, can you please close up the grave?
No.
As what I'm doing, just looking for some food. You may have had some food. I like it.
If Boris may ask, why do you dig a grave if you don't close it yourself?
I mean, it is partially closed. I might remind you, since the ring was was identified while you were closing the grave.
So
it's not completely done, but it is mostly closed.
So why won't you close the grave while I have a look in his house?
Well, Kazari just starts closing the grave, it seems. She will make sure the soul rests in peace. If there's any rituals you would like to do with the grave, you can go ahead and do so. However, you can also do that after the rest comes back, because currently they're moving into the house. If you want to join them, go ahead. But you can also stay with the corpse, as the agitated sheep very much nod for you to do. They kind of start surrounding you and stuff, because they don't want all of you to leave. They want at least one person to stay.
And I'll tell Boris. Fuck, what was I going to tell him? Oh yeah, I left the grave open because I was done with these Scottish bastard sheep.
Scottish is not a language within this world. However, Highland accent is the correct term.
No, well, you said Scottish yourself just a second ago.
What I'm saying is not canon. What I'm saying is DM.
Wow, if the DM can't be canon, how can I?
Well, I just told you. I'm not saying you're wrong for saying it. I'm saying I now give you new information. This is called Highlander.
So the Highlander sheep bastards. I had to leave them alone. I didn't want to be near them.
Wow. Kind of rude.
I mean, they didn't know what they're saying.
They're pretty. They can't really understand you anymore, so it's not like they really know what you're saying.
True.
And I might remind all of you, only Galander.
Calendar.
Should I change my name or something, or what?
No, I had the.
Your name is Calendar.
I had the map open, so I just had to check. Gadeler. Gadeler is like the only person.
Gaderel, not Gadeler. Dude. Oh That's fine.
Getterell is the only person that knows anything about what the sheep said, because none of you have speak animal.
So I will tell.
Actually, I will add one thing to this, but to like in DM talk, but I will add another thing to what I add. So
What?
confusing
Sure.
stuff. There you go. The thing is, I added something to something, and then I had to give a reason for why I added late, because otherwise people could have used it before then. But no, there's a reason why it couldn't be done before.
Anyways, I guess I'll tell Boris. Can you please stay outside with the young lady and protect her if anything comes by, just in case.
Boris will protect little girl.
Thank you.
Okay. So Boris stays with Kasari, and Kasari just does whatever she feels like she has to do to put Tom aboard her rest. You and Asta head in. Gardler and Gutterell and Asta head in, and well, there's a ton of bread. Just a ton of bread. A bunch of wheat. And a shelf.
Okay. Well, Asta, this is what I was talking about. Now we can give some bread to all of us. We can be well fed.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea to have some bread on you if we're going for travel.
Yeah.
So, while this happens, as Kazari is doing some stuff to put the spirit to rest, are you just burying the corpse, Kazari, or are you doing any spiritual putting it to peace? Okay, so a voice appears as, like, Tomobor's voice as he is put to rest. One thing is uttered from his ghostly spirit voice before he disappears into eternal rest, and he screeches. Well, it's not a screech; it's like a kind of sound that just passes over you, gives you goosebumps, and it says, "Find delicious to find the answers." And then it's slowly being put to rest by Kasari. And after that, Gutterell can continue what he was doing with Asta. Hello?
And
Anyone
then it
here?
became quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Fine.
I thought it was only outsiders could hear, right? Or no?
No, just everyone. You heard
Oh,
it as well.
damn.
It gave you goosebumps. It was like inside of your head.
Mhm.
It was a spiritual message, not a corporal message. Okay, very well. Kazari has taken note. So you guys won't forget next session. Smart.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just keep it in mind. I'll ask Asta. Can you please take some bread to the other two? They are very hungry. I'm guessing.
You want a small ferry to carry
You
bread
can
for
you
two
can
people
carry a single bread. They can share.
with those goggles on my back.
I mean, if you
The
can carry
goggles
the
are your-
goggles.
Yeah, the
I can
goggles on
barely
your
open the
back.
door.
There are no doors in that barn. It's wide open. Doors already been opened.
I don't get why you can't bring it to them yourself.
I'll bring more in a bit. I just have to, load everything up.
Fill a bag.
Yeah.
Takes longer.
So if you
All
can
right,
just get
fine. I'll see if I can get some to them. I'll take a breath and go to the rest.
All right. See you in a little bit.
Right.
Right. So my action would be to search for said coin purse.
Well,
Cornbread?
the moment you look into the shelves, the drawers, whatever it was, you'll find it almost instantly. It's just it's a fair amount of money, but you're not rich or anything, but it's someone's savings. It's the amount you'd expect from a farmer's savings. It's a quite nice amount to just get as a reward just for not stealing someone's stuff, for
Yeah.
returning a ring. Um, Though I suppose the sheep mostly gave it because you were giving them back the ring, which they didn't expect because they are sheep. You can very easily just stab a sheep if you want that ring. You shouldn't have to be scared of stealing something from a sheep, but you still just you gave it to them. Your moral compass was right, so they said, we don't need money. We're sheep. Take the money. So I guess it's a double interest. So raiders don't come for the money someday. Yeah, you have a little bit of extra money now, and how much money that is will be discussed some other time. However, you fill your bag with bread, and you head out. You tell the others there is bread there, and before the session ends, there's one more thing that needs to be discussed. How will you continue? Is there any place you want to go as a party? Is there any reason you should go as a party? Does anyone have any, like, hey, we should stick together? Anyone? All right.
Strong motives to stay together, right?
You go inside, and you see a bunch of wheat, a little bit of bread, and a shelf. It's empty.
Want to go back to birthplace of Boris? Boris never goes back to birthplace.
Nice suggestion. The equivalent of, hey, want to eat some bread together? I never eat bread. Want to eat some meat? I'm vegetarian.
Yeah. What? Exit 6?
I think there was an XD. And yeah, I think
Oh.
Boris, while Kasari is looking at a barn full of bread, Boris gave you guys some place to maybe go. Do you guys want to help him go home? Just
Whoa. Boris said he did not want to go home.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
said
I wanted-
let's go to my home. I don't go there often myself. I thought you
Except,
meant it like that.
I said.
So I was like, why? I wanted to ask, why do you
I
want
said-
to go there?
I said Boris never goes to birthplace.
So you meant it like if you guys go there, I'm not coming along. You meant it like that.
That's what Boris says.
Yeah, actually,
Actually.
but actually. All right. Any responses about that?
Well, the world would, of course, be better off with less liches in it. So,
There you go. Good staying in character, buddy. I'm proud of you.
I'm all for killing those sons of bitches.
All right. So there's two people for joining Kasari and going to Rosny. Boris, will you stay with the group? Will you join them in their quest of slaying these liches?
No, Boris will stay away. New character next session.
I mean, if Boris really doesn't want to stay, then that would be my course of action, yes. Or fate brings them together again, but I'll have to figure that out. So yeah, does Boris want to go with them and smash some lich?
As long as Krosk Mountain's not on the location where we go,
Rosny is the opposite way.
then
So
Boris will be your friend.
with that, the group of the newfound party of adventurer friends sets out on an adventure to slay or at least get rid of some liches. And with that, the session ends. And I really need to go to the toilet, so I'll be right back. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Jesus
same dude.
Christ.
Same dude. Don't worry
Nice.
about it.
nice.